Hi everybody, well I'm back from my holiday. We arrived back late last night after over 20 hours of travelling, so I'm a little bit discombobulated today, but I haven't been down to the greenhouse or to the plant room, and I thought I'd take you with me because we can see how all of those seeds that I left before going on holiday are. Whatever has died or has been okay. I heard that while we were away we had a couple of nights of frost, so I'm a little bit worried about that. And the other thing is that during our time away we had some decorators in and they were doing some wiring for us and turned off all the electricity for some time. So of course all of the timers for the grow lights and the heaters and everything else are all completely haywire, and we haven't gone around and checked what they've been doing, but when we got home in the middle of the night, the grow lights were on. So the plants were having a lovely time. So I need to now go and have a look in the greenhouse and the grow room, and I'm going to take you with me. Well, I've gone from 38 degrees plus and sun to about 7 or 10 degrees and rain. It's quite a shock, but I'm coming down now to have a little look in the greenhouse and show you guys around to see how everything went while I've been away. So I'll turn you around and we can have a little look together. Well, to be honest with you, I'm actually really surprised because everything looks like it's done really well. So these are the trays of beetroot and chard that I sowed just before we went. They're a little bit on the dry side, but that's fine, rather that than wet. But they're not bad. It's not bad germination at all, considering how cold and miserable it's been. So I shall just have a little look at these, probably give them a little bit of a drink, but that's great. And these are the brassicas I planted, and again I'm surprised because, hang on, I'm just taking it off the shelf. They're a little leggy, but they'll be fine. I shall plant this lot up. There's a few gaps and things like that, but on the whole that's a really good tray of brassicas, and I shall plant those up during the week and they will look good. The lettuces have done fine. I'm not quite sure what they are. Oh, some lettuces and some flowers. The sweet peas are just beginning to come up that I'm going to be selling, so that's great. I didn't want them to grow too fast. The spinach here is looking not too bad, but the Chinese veg at the back have definitely been nibbled. And look at these lettuces. They are ready to go out. So I shall start taking these down to the allotment and hardening them off. And I sowed a load of peas too, and they're coming up and they're looking good. And some more bits and pieces, and some radishes. They're ready to go in as well. Those radishes, it's perfect. Looks like the herbs haven't come up, but I might just take those indoors. If it's been that cold, they wouldn't have come up. The tray of what's this, red sorrel, is struggling because this compost has probably run out of nutrients, but I shall give it a little water feed and that will be fantastic. And then what have we got up here? Some brassicas that I potted up. These are some cabbages, and the sorrels that I did plant up, managed to get planted up before I went, and they're looking brilliant. So not long and I'll plant those into pots for selling and for our own allotment. There's some onions here and they're looking good. Sweet peas are looking good, so I'll prick the tops of those out now to stop them growing any taller, and that will help bush them out. So they're a little bit leggy, but I'm not really too worried. Take the tops out and then they can just grow on their own. And I had another tray of lettuces, and look, they look wonderful. And these can go out in the next week or so. More lettuces, some cabbages, I think, or something. Oh yeah, they're cabbages. And they look really good, really healthy, even though it's been so cold. Some flower plants, some cornflowers, and they're looking very good, very good indeed. And oh, hang on a minute, I just want to take you back. Sorry about that. Do you remember I said that I'd planted up some mint? And look, aren't they looking really, really healthy? Great. This is a chocolate mint called After 8. And I've got a load of other mints that I need to do exactly the same thing to. But you can see how just separating them and putting them up do really well. And in here, what are these, spring onions? A bit of mixed germination here, and again I think that's just been due to the very cold weather while I've been away. And then I'll take you down here. So yeah, everything is doing well, and that's the turnips, the Tokyo Cross turnip seeds that was in this box here with the spring onions. But as I said, somebody was coming to take them out, and they've done that. And again, these are near enough ready to go out. Not a lot of action on the shallots, but I wasn't expecting that much anyway. They're a little dry, but that's fine. Plenty of time. They're probably making roots. Oh yeah, you see? Oh, and a slug. I shall remove that slug in a minute when I've got two hands, but you can see the roots are there. So these, although they may not be shown at the top, they're forming the roots, which is what I've wanted. And so it'll be quicker for them when I plant them out to romp away, and we actually gain some planting time. Now this tray of what was this now, spinach, hasn't really germinated particularly well, and again it could be because it's been very cold, but I might take the tray indoors and see if that improves it. If not, I'll just sow another tray. And I put in some leeks, and they're up. 2 lots of leeks, and the tarragon is coming up well, the tarragon plant, and some trays of pudding peas, and so a few trays there of pudding peas, and some broad beans, and they're just beginning to show as well. So this is to fill in some gaps that I've got. And these are sugar snap peas, and again good germination on most of these, so they'll be romping away soon. And again some more shallots, and yeah, those lettuces definitely can go out. I'm really pleased. I did think that it could be disastrous, and although I've set myself a very big job with these brassicas, they're not that bad. They're not. I thought that they'd be a lot more spindly and overgrown, but I can salvage those even though they're a little bit. I'm not going to show you me potting them all up now, but in another video I will. In the meantime, I'm going to take you up to the grow room to see what on earth has gone on up there. So I'm up in the grow room now, and yeah, gosh, I can see I'm going to have an awful lot of work to do. Now some things haven't germinated and haven't done particularly well, but on the whole everything is fine. So I'll turn you around and you can just have a little look. So in here are the chilies and peppers that I popped in. I can see some haven't germinated at all and some have done really, really well. So I'll be potting those up in the next day or so. Yeah, I don't know why some of them haven't come up, and I think I can see in this one. Let me turn the lights off just a second. So you can see that there are some things actually germinating in here. But a lot of these are coming up really nicely. So I shall leave them in, and as I said, you know, it's been a bit hit and miss because the electricians turned all the heating off. So I shall have a little sort out of these. Now unfortunately, the herbs that I planted, none of those have come up. Now I don't know whether they were old seed or what, and these are some seeds that were in the greenhouse just now that hadn't also germinated, so I brought them up here and popped them in the propagator. They could probably do with a little drink, so I shall do that in a second. And in this propagator I can see a lot of things have germinated. Some herbs, I can't see what everything is. Some celery, some basil. The tomatoes have got completely out of hand. And again, another load of chilies. I don't know if you can see that. Those chilies and peppers. I've got a bit spindly. Whoops, a bit spindly. But not too bad. And this is the unheated one, but with the lights. And I popped some of these stalks in here from somebody's figs, and I can just see that one is breaking buds, so I need to get some of these into some soil and hope that they're okay. So these racks weren't used because the brassicas didn't get potted up, but that's fine. And over here are the celeriac and celery, which are looking absolutely wonderful, so they're all fine. And up here are some fennel, a little bit leggy, but they will be fine. I shall take them down to the greenhouse where it's cooler, and that should help the legginess once I've planted some of those lettuces out on the allotment. Some more either celery or celeriac. And these are the coleus and some violas. They're doing fine. I can now plant these antirrhinums up. And again, another tray of fennel that are, they're great. Yeah, I'm pleased considering I've been away for 2 weeks. And these are the chilies and the early aubergines, and again, they're doing okay. They grow slowly anyway, but they're doing fine. So overall, I'm really, really pleased that everything has survived. I didn't have to get too worried about everything. And in the next video that I do, I'll be showing you some of these things being potted up. I'll also need to now start off my tomatoes and a load of other seeds for March, and I'll take you with me when I'm going to be doing those. But I thought you'd like to just see how my mad February sowing and pricking out went, and to be honest with you, it went really well. Also, before I went, I left some plants with a friend that I was starting to germinate, and these are chow chows, and they have another name but I can't quite remember what it is, so I'll put it up on the screen. I think it's something like coyote, but I think I could have made that up. So out of the 5 I have 3 of them have sprouted really, really well, and this one has gone absolutely bananas. It's actually growing too well. It's too cold to plant it out, so I'm going to have to work out what I am going to do with it. Maybe I'll put it into a bigger pot and give it some canes to grow up for a while, because I certainly won't be able to put that out for at least another month or so. So 3 of the 5 have sprouted. 2, I've just had a quick look, and it's got lots of roots but no green sprout yet. So I'm going to put those up in these 2. I'm going to put up in the airing cupboard to see if it does anything else. And I started off a load of sweet potatoes for slips, and we actually have a big jungle. So I'll be taking those off and putting them in water to start rooting. I mean, some of them are quite long, but they'll be fine. I'll just pop them in, they'll grow some roots and get ready, and I can even pop them up for going in, but they're really good. And when I take all of these off, more slips will grow, and I know I've got a couple of people who would really like some sweet potato slips. And these are from a crop that I grew last year, so I'm pleased about that. And the other thing I popped in before I went is some lemongrass, and you can see here are the roots now. So again, I'll be looking to think about potting those up fairly shortly and putting up in the grow room probably, because again it's too cold to go out in the greenhouse at the moment. So I'm really, really pleased with these things, but I need to start some ginger and some other things now I'm back, and I'm sure that you'll see me doing those in another vlog in the future. But for now, this is everything I madly did before going on holiday, and I'm pleased to say I'm not disappointed at all. 1 or 2 things that didn't germinate, but it's not a problem. By doing it, we've really gained some time. So I'm really, really pleased and thankful for the people who have been looking after these wonderful plants for me while I've been away. So yeah, sadly back in the rain, English weather, London weather, and have an awful lot to do, but I'm very, very pleased. It was worth it. I've really enjoyed the holiday, and I'm looking forward to getting down to the allotment again, even though it is wet, and getting on with some things. So in the meantime, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy gardening. Bye-bye.